Hi, this is Jim with ProfitTraining.com. I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to talk a little bit about my mentoring. I'm going to close the program October 31st because basically, to make a long story short, that's the way most people in this industry do it. If they found some things that work, is they don't share it with other people. I mean, I feel terrible saying that because it sounds mean and everything, but basically, guerrilla trades. TheWizard.com, StockPicking.com, anybody that puts out trading signals, they're not going to say get how they get them because the information is just worth too much. It's worth, they just can't give out their secret or they'd be out of business. Kind of, I guess you could kind of look at it that way. I was just looking at some information from a guy this weekend, and it was really excellent. And same thing, he shows you a little bit about what he does, but then he says the rest of it's proprietary. That's what they call it, proprietary. And it's just kind of the nature of this business. Now, what I did this year, I've tried mentoring a couple times, and I never really was comfortable with it, but I kind of wanted to try it, because I felt like, there's people out there that want to learn this information. But I really have come to the conclusion that I just really want to go to trading signals only. Like, I'll still give you my trades, stocks, futures, and forex. But after October 31st, I'm gonna just cut the mentoring. I'm just not gonna do that anymore. Um, I don't know how else to say it except for I'm just not comfortable giving out the information. I think it's worth too much. But the reason I'm leaving it open for a month, and I know this sounds like a sales pitch or a gimmick, and it's not a gimmick, it's not a scattered truth. This program is going to be closed after October 31st. But I know that there are people out here that want to learn how to trade really bad because I know I've been out there. And that's why I'm giving one last shot on this mentoring. It's not a sales pitch, it's not a scattered truth. And so I'm going to take you through and show you a few things you can learn on the mentoring if you're interested in it. And if you're not interested in it, that's fine. It's just something I'm offering. And then in October 31st, it's over with. So it's just totally up to you. But I'll show you some things that, and you'll see from these charts um, that, why this information is so valuable. Because, look at these trades. I'm putting out a lot of these I've put out in my newsletter, not all of them, but this is the kind of information I teach. I teach how to buy into lows, so you could have bought in this area here. I teach another setup. Some of these they're setups, or you could call them systems. They're pretty close to systems. A system is when it's 100% automatic. Some of it's pretty much automatic, but there is some judgment, just for the simple reason, like, even if you want to take the trade, that's some judgment in it. So they're pretty much automatic. Almost everything I show you is cut and dried and simple. It's not going to be hard at all to learn. Now here's this is natural gas we're looking at here. There's a couple techniques I show to buy into the low, and that's a little more aggressive because you're buying into a low. So naturally, that's going to be something that the market could just keep going down on. But usually, these you're getting in at the low, a good price. Then I teach another technique that you would have bought right on this bar's high, so we would have bought on this bar, and that's when the market, that's more of a market turn technique. So that tells you that the market has probably turned. So then what you do on that one is we're putting our stop down here. We actually took this trade in my premium commodity newsletter. We bought above this bar and we put the stop down at 3, so I gave it a little room to work. That's a mini futures contract we're trading, mini natural gas. And then I do have another technique that I show when it does, with some indicators, when it does something up here, that a lot of times it's going to pull back like this. So you have your choice of either taking the trade here, because sometimes the market's just going to take off, or sometimes the market's going to pull back. So you have your choice of buying here, or you can wait for a pullback. As I say, I teach the technique that a lot of times it's going to pull back, and I show you exactly how to buy this pullback. And again, there would be a couple different ways to buy this. I teach one would be, on this bar. One would be on this bar. So you can see that these are really good entry points. Considering, this market could really take off from here. Matter of fact, I think natural gas is going to take off from here. Now I got another technique that lets you buy if this bar's high is taken out. That shows that the market is now in a the natural gas is a confirmed uptrend, and that we would be buying on a takeout of this high. That would be another place to buy. So I give you a lot of good cut and dried buy places on the chart, and most of them work a good share of the time. I mean, enough to where it's going to be a high enough percentage to where if you trade it right, which you will, because I mean, it's really hard not to trade it right. You'll have more winners than you will losers. I mean, I can't guarantee that, but I can tell you that that's going to happen. I mean, if you look at my premium newsletter record, you'll see that the trades have been excellent this year, and um, you're going to learn everything I do to put out the trades if you take the mentoring. I'm trying to get a coffee chart to come up here. I'm going to probably wrap this one up in a second to start a new video because of loading on YouTube. But anyway, coffee, same thing. Here's the coffee chart. Now this trade we didn't take in the premium commodity newsletter just for the simple fact that I think coffee is too expensive. But what for most people, but what the thing we did is we took JO in the stock newsletter. That's the coffee ETF we did buy. So we are long coffee. Again, I show some techniques to buy right in this area. There's a technique that would have bought on this high. There's a technique that this is pretty much the same setup in natural gas, so you can see that this happens a lot. This is pretty much classic chart action, and you actually could trade this just off the chart action, but it is nice to have the indicators because it gives you extra confidence, and it kind of brings it clears up the picture. We're just trading with the price action. You could take these trades just from the price action, but it would be a lot harder. Having the indicators on the chart that I teach you will help you tremendously. And basically, there would have been a buy signal on this bar in coffee. We could have got, I'm expecting this to be a low in coffee. There actually hasn't been a buy signal yet on a move up, but if coffee moves up from here to a certain area, that will be a buy. And then a takeout of this high would be a buy. And I show you the indicators that help confirm all that. Now here's something interesting. And all this information isn't totally in the mentoring yet because I am not done with the mentoring. This is something that I haven't quite got to yet, but most of the information I'm showing you is in the mentoring. But there's a few things I've been coming up. I used to come up with stuff new all the time. Now here's a way I've come up with just this weekend. For one thing, I have a way that I do teach that's already in the mentoring, that this bar would be like a continuation buy in silver. This is a silver chart, December silver. We got long down here in silver, but SLV, again, the ETF, we didn't actually trade silver because that's such a expensive market, so we went with the ETF and the stock newsletter. Now I have a technique that will show you to buy above this high on a breakout, and again, you can see that probably with just the bar charts, the chart pattern. You could know to buy in this high just from the charts, but when you have the indicators, when you have a system that tells you, okay, if this does this, it's now in an uptrend, and when this high is taken out, that is confirms the uptrend. It's a set of rules, and it just makes it a lot easier to trade because it confirms what you're seeing on the chart. It's indicators. So I have ways to get in at the bottoms. I have ways to get in the breakouts, and again, you'll learn all these. I have ways to get in these minor pullbacks, and I have a couple different ways to do that. I do have one entry technique I've already taught that you can get long on this bar here, and then basically I've got some new things I'm going to show on how to buy. Like this bar here would have been another buy signal. This bar here would have been another buy signal. Again, the higher you get up in the trend, the less likely it's going to work. But I still think this one's going to work. This is a buy signal, even though we're having a little pullback here. I think that's all this is, a little pullback. So I'm going to wrap up this video, and then we'll take a look at some more mentoring information in the next video. So thanks for listening. Appreciate it.